What's up, YouTube? Yes, sports fans. Let's get right back to the action here, guys. It is the 100 and I think it is, let's see, 180th mile here. Now, I want to thank a couple of you guys for the help here, as of course it has helped out immensely, guys. I cannot tell you. Some of you guys have actually helped me out and shown me something that I've actually missed in whole another race here, and it's actually this right here. So if you see this here, guys, you will see that you have escape and repair, -1 and -1 there. So that's actually because of this racetrack. It's a little bit more difficult, a little more quick, I guess you could say. So with that being said, you actually take those into account when you're actually doing the repair and trouble checks. So first and foremost, I want to apologize for anybody that the race car driver should be actually affected by that. But from now on, we're going to be utilizing that as a -1 on both of them. So that's not good for any of these racers here, as we of course are going to make it around the bend here real quick. And again, guys, also my camera here is actually different. It's going to be my actual phone. Somebody is using my my normal camera, so I hope you guys don't mind the sound quality and of course also the video quality. So let's get right back into it, guys, here as we of course go through. Let's see here. The final last 110 miles, I believe it is. So let's check it out as we first course roll some dice here as we get it started here. Okay, so we have a 5 and a 5. So that's going to be, let's see here, 5 is going to be the bottom group, and we're going to go through the 5. So that's a skill check. So let's roll through here, guys, as we of course have our skill check here. And we'll walk through the bottom pack real quick here as we go through. Let's do it. So let's see here. So Cam Croyle at the bottom of the pack here, he does have the skill check. So he'll be going through and trying to take off one of these middle drivers here. So let's check that out real quick here. Okay, so let's roll here for a skill check. All right, so he has it there. 5. He does not have a 5. He has a 4 on the gas pedal check there. So let's move that pack here. Does not have a skill check. Wayne Montana. Donnie Schrupp. Brooks Bilovich does. So let's roll for him. Okay, so it's a 5 red there. All right, so 5 red. He has a 4 gas pedal, so nope. Skill check for Joey Wilson, nope. All right, Jordy Pettis has double skill checks. That's pretty cool. So let's see how he rolls here. Okay, so we have a 2, and that passes. So he's going to go to the 4 here, and he's going to go for the even one, which would be Corey Wallace there. And Corey Wallace has to pass 1. Well, he has the skill, of course, you guys can see there. So that's 1. So he passes by. No problem for Jordy Pettis. Or apologize, no problem for Corey Wallace. So let's check and see how Jordy Pettis does here as his second one, because he has a double quality. If you guys can see there, I apologize if the camera's kind of freaking out there. But yeah, so let's roll again here. Let's check it out. Of course, let's see here. So 5, he does that at 5. 6 will be over here. So it looks like he's going to go up against Greg, or I apologize, Mark 4th. So Mark 4th has the skill attribute there. So he's going to make that 1 blue check there. So he does make it. So it looks like Jordy Pettis is going to stick back there in the bottom group. Okay, Marty Moen does not have. Vic Wolder does not have. Lonnie Lane does not have. One of the guys that somebody's picking there. Joey Plunka, let's see how he does here. Okay, let's see. We have a 5 red. He has a 4 gas pedal, so he fails that one. Okay, Jason Leonard does not have it. All right, Marlon McGarry has a double skill, so let's check that out here. Okay, so that's a 1 red, so he passes that no problem on his gas pedal. And then a 2 here, or a 1 on the white dice here. So that means it's going to go over here, and then a 1 here is an odd. So that's Francisco Segovia. And so he has to pass by a 2 blue. So he has nothing here, but he does have 1 burst, right? So he can actually utilize his performance chip, which he will, to stay where he is at. He does not want to move down because you never know when the bottom group's going to actually come out. So it looks like Marlon McGarry is going to stay down in the bottom group for now. Austin Bigler has a skill check, so let's roll here. 5, he has 5, so that's not a problem there for him. 2 is going to be over here to the middle 2 group here. And then it's going to be an odd check, so that's going to be Jeff Daly Jr., and he's going to be making a 3. So he has 2 skill, or he has 1 skill plus a double skill there, and then 3 for the burst. So he's going to fend off Austin Bigler there. Ray Bob Walker doesn't have a skill. Alex Hodge here, though, does. Okay, so 3, he does have that 4 gas pedal there, as you guys can see there. Okay, and then let's see here. It's going to go to the 5th, so it's over here. All right, so 5th here for us. let's see here. So it's going to be an odd, so that'll be Carey. And he has to make a 6, so Carey's actually going to move down. He's going to switch spots there. So in that 10-mile stretch, Carey moves down and Alex Hodge moves up there. All right, so Trevor Trustle has a double skill. So let's check inside and see how he does here. 6, so that's an automatic fail there for him. But he does have that double, so let's roll again here and see if by chance he can snag some extra time there. 4, now he does have a 4, so the gas pedal passes. We're going to go to 4 here, which is an even, so Corey Wallace here, who did pass by the other skill check, but because it's a 3 blue, Corey Wallace only can pass by 1, so it's going to take him off, and Trevor Trostel and the Love Bug there is going to move on by, and Denny Baker, number 5 car here, try to catch up to his other buddy there driving the 5 car. It's a 1, and he has a 1, no problem there. So 1 right here as well. So it's going to be over to Francisco Segovia, who has to make a 2. Now he only has 1 burst. So Francisco tried his hardest to keep up with the group ahead of him and not look back behind, but unfortunately, Denny Baker in the 5 Toyota definitely was able to do so. Sean Hashhagen, he has a skill check. It's a long little thing here. I guess it's a little bit there. So 3 or 4 right here in the red means 3. He does not have that ability there. Kevin Pettis has a skill check with a 4 gas pedal. All right, let's see here. 5 red. That's no good, so he's not going to be able to pass that. Then Parnell Drake in the pepper car here. Let's see here. So 3. He has a 3, no problem there. He has a 5, really. So 6 over here, and that's going to be over to the odd, which would be Mark 4th. And Mark 4th has to make 6, which of course means, well, that means he's not going to pass. So he's all good. He's going to move down there. And Parnell Drake, the Pepper 70 Toyota, is going to move in there. And Chuck Tufaro does not have a skill. So that, my friends, will end this 10-mile turn here. And as you guys can see, Francisco Segovia tried his hardest to make up for it, but he could not pass by, or I guess you could say keep himself from getting passed by other drivers there. So let's keep on going here, guys, to the 190th mile here. All right, so 6 and double 5s. Okay, so of course doubles means we're actually going to have a problem, if I remember correctly here. I'm just kind of look through real quick here. I believe with a double, of course. I'm just kind of looking through real quick here. Yeah, it means it's going to be... let's see here. So a 6 means it's going to be a duel. And so let's see here. On any result except a duel, you'll add a problem in the same indicated. All right, so it looks like on a duel, you'll add a feud and fume result. So that's exciting, guys. We do have 2 feuding drivers. So let's see what happens here as we, of course, get this going here in the duel and fuming drivers. So with this one, we're actually going to look at Kirk Bryson and Jordy Pettis, because Kirk Bryson's right here, right? And Jordy Pettis, if I remember correctly, let's see here, he didn't actually pass his check here in the beginning. He's right here. He's in the bottom group. So because there's a trailer, right? So he's the trailing one. So he's the turtle. And Kirk Bryson is the rabbit. So it looks like Jordy Pettis is making a quick shot over at Kirk Bryson. We're going to roll the metallic dice here, and we're going to look over at this little chart right there, if you guys see on that side there. You probably can't see, of course, because I have the map over there, or I guess you can't really get the game board all the way on this side, but you can see kind of like that little bit of lettering right there. So I'm going to roll this dice here. We're going to concentrate on that, and we'll see what happens here as those 2 drivers go at it here in the 190th mile here. So 8 is what we have here. So it looks like it says right here, turtle to the bottom. Yikes. Okay, so turtle to the bottom means we're going to take them to the bottom of like everything. So Jordy Pettis moves all the way down to the bottom there. So while they were trying to duel there and kind of push themselves a little bit further than they should have, we actually saw that Jordy Pettis moved himself from the bottom group that we had here all the way to the actual bottom of the bottom group. So that's never good there, guys. But the Black Widow never, of course, gives up. So we'll see what happens here as, of course, that notation is done there. But Kirk Bryson and Jordy Pettis, they are going at it here, guys. So with the 190th done, let's go over to the 200th mile here. And now, of course, guys, remember, we only have 80 miles left. This is a fantastic opportunity here for some of these fast racers to take advantage of it here. Now, of course, I have my little list here. It looks like Chris Wine has actually been leading for 30 miles here. Okay, so 4, that's going to go over to the middle group here. And then a 7, which will be reflex. So as, of course, those drivers are driving hot and heavy right here, guys, we're actually going to move and see which ones are going to make some moves against the top guys here to get themselves back into the contention. So let's move on to that little section here. So Parnell Drake, who just moved up in the last 20 miles here, will be going for it first. 3, so he passes that. He'll be going up against number 4 here, which will be Sonny Swain in the 5th place. So 3 as well. So we're looking at that. So he only has 1 bonus break, so or break bonus. So he's actually going to use his chip because he wants to stay there. So he will fend off Parnell Drake's move there, but he is now performance chipless. Okay, so Greg Carl here in the 24 Ford. Apologize, I moved that a little bit there. So it's a 6 red. So 6 red means Greg Carl does not pass there. Okay, reflex is going to go over to, let's see who here. Okay, Denny Baker, the last one here will be Denny Baker, as he moved up as well with Parnell's group there. And he rolled a 5 red, which means, of course, again here, Denny Baker should be not able to move through there. So we are good to go there. So at this point, nobody really moved there. And it was kind of a good defensive maneuvers here by the top group there. So good for them there, guys. Great action during that last one to see really kind of how those drivers were able to handle Kurt Bryson and Jordy Pettis maneuvering around. Just trying to cuff my throat there. Sorry, guys. So 210, so 210th mile here. Let's keep it going as we roll in some dice here. Okay, so 2 and then a 5. So 2 means, of course, top group. So we're going to see if Chris Wine has the ability to push through here. And then it's going to be 5, which is going to be skill. So we're going to see some great driving maneuvers here. Let's look up to the top here. So Tom Rossi, skill, has the skill trait there. So we'll see how he does here as he tries to take on Chris Wine here. So that's going to be 4, and he does have 4 for gas pedal. So 5. Now, does Chris Wine have the ability? He does not, because he has a skill. Yes, that's 1. He does have a burst, right? And then he has 1, 2 for break bonus. That's 4. So it looks like Chris Wine, my friends, has moved out of the top spot there in the race leader. And looks like right over here, if you guys can see here, Tom Rossi will be actually the race leader on that end. So big move there, guys, as Tom Rossi is going to try and see if he can keep ahead in 10-mile stretch here. But there's a lot of skill in this top group, as you guys can already tell. Julie Justus here in that number 6 spot there will be going up next with a 6 red. He cannot move, so he'll stay there. Sonny Swain will stay, or will be making the next move here. Sonny Swain there. 4, he has a 4 gas pedal, so he will try for it. And a 5, so Tom Rossi has skill, has 2 actual bursts there, as you guys can see. And then 1, 2 for break bonuses. That's 5 right there, so he is able to hold it off. He is a fantastic driver, Tom Rossi is. Essentially, one of these guys needs to make a 6 at this point to be able to fend off Tom Rossi. All right, so it's going to be Evan Uttech who's going to be making his next move here. Now, it's a 1 here, guys. So 1, he passes, no problem. And a 4. So 4, he does pass. Now, Evan can use this performance chip here, guys, to get this one. There's one reason why I will not use it here. And here's the reason why, guys. Evan is going to be smart. Evan will be smart here, guys. He knows that Pete McAtee is also making a maneuver. He hears in his head, right, kind of in the in his team squad's manager's ears, that Pete is also making a maneuver. If he utilizes that performance chip, he does not have a performance chip possibility all the way through the rest of the race. And this could be a potential maneuver that could ruin his opportunity to stay in the top 8. So he will stay where he's at and does not use his performance chip, and he will allow Pete McAtee to go next. And if you guys don't know why I'm doing that, it's because he can keep that and potentially fend off different racers as they go by. So it's always a great opportunity for him to stay there because he has no reason to be here. He has no pit crew ability. He has no gold championship, and he only has 1 skill level. So the Cheerios 16 Chevy is just definitely doing something different here, and definitely think I can. So 4 red there, so he passes by with that one because he has a 4 gas pedal. 3, Tom Rossi will have no problem patching that one up, but the performance chip he puts into a different gear, and Tom Rossi will be overtaken by Pete McAtee here, guys, and Pete McAtee will find himself into the top spot there, guys. Fantastic maneuvers by Pete McAtee to get there, of course, as he is an exceptional driver. And I'll make sure I notate that right now as we continue on to the next little section here. So that was some big maneuvers, guys. Tom Rossi moved all the way up to number 2 here, and looks like Chris Wine went down to number 7. Yikes. Okay, so let's keep on going here. Roll some dice here, of course, and we're going to get 220, mile 220 for us here. So 2 will be over to the top group here, and then that'll be 9. So that'll be the TV group, and that'll be Evan Uttech. Okay, so let's see if Evan has the opportunity to move himself, as he is the only one in the top group with the TV group here. So let's see here. So 4. Let's see, does he have a 4? He has a 3, so it doesn't matter at all. But he rolled a 4 there, so he does not pass. So my friends, there was nothing actually happening during that 10-mile stretch as Pete McAtee continues to be 3 lanes wide there as he continues to push forward there. Okay, so let's keep it going here. Man, the Ice Brew 600, it's getting pretty quick here, of course, guys. Lots of action throughout this whole time, and now it's starting to pick up where a lot of skill driving is taking place. So, I gotta pick that up here. All right, here we go. All right, so let's roll some dice real quick here. For this little 10-mile stretch, we have 3, so that'll be the middle group, and then 10. That's going to be the star. So it looks like the stars are out here, guys, and they're going to try and make some moves. So let's go through that middle group to see who's going to be the star of the show here. Okay. So, star. So Randy Kendrick in that Key Lime 36 Chevy. Here we go. 3, that's no problem there for him, so 3 will pass by. 2, it's going to go over to Evan Uttech. Did you guys see what I mean? Evan Uttech's going to have to make a 5 check, and he does not have that ability. So he will use his performance chip to defend off Randy Kendrick, and hopefully that'll leave him without having to fend off anymore. So let's go over to Trevor Trostel here with a 6, so he will not be able to pass that. Let's go to the next star, which will be Stu Urich. Okay, so that's going to be a 2. He'll pass by no problem with his gas pedal check there. A 1, which will be over to Tom Rossi, and a 2 blue there, guys. So that means that, well, he has, of course, star, 2 burst, and then, of course, a brake bonus for 4. He blocks off that one there, no problem. Jeff Daly Jr., definitely a fearsome driver here. He has double star here. So he's going to make a move here, absolutely. So 5, he's able to do that. He has 5 gas pedal. Go to 1 here, and 1, Tom Rossi will fend that off, but Jeff Daly Jr. has none of it, and he will kick into another gear as well. As you guys can see here, Jeff Daly Jr. is going to move Tom Rossi all the way down to the 11th place, which is not a bad position, really, but he will be moving up there without a performance chip in hand, but he will stay up there. So let's see what happens here. Mooch Thomas here. Oh, I apologize. Jeff Daly Jr. has another opportunity. I apologize, guys. He has a double star, so let's see if he goes again here for the top spot. 6, so he fails that one because a 6 red is an automatic failure. So let's go to Mooch Thomas's last one here, and he has a normal star. He has nothing else to it. So a 2, he passes, gets gas pedal check there. 3 will go over to Scott Steckel, and 4. And Scott only has 1 bonus, burst bonus there. So we're going to roll the die here because both of them have their performance chips. So let's see if they both use them here. Now, all this does basically is it means that they both use them, but they're just going to basically see whether or not they actually keep them or use them, and they will use them. No matter what happens, the chips or the guys will switch. So Scott Steckel is going to move down from the top group there. He had a real shot there, but if you guys notice, the cameraman's having a real confusing shot here. As you guys can see, a 5 car here and a 5 car there. That is absolutely impressive, guys. Let's see how Scott and Denny Baker fare off as 2 brothers in arms are trying to move through here, as Scott's trying to show off why he should be the lead man in the number 5 car and not the X'd out one. So that was great showmanship there, guys, as we go through to the 240th mile here. Okay, so a 2, that's going to be the top group there, and then a 7. So a 7 here is going to be over to Reflex. So the top group is going to, again, guys, Reflex here, as they try to combat what's happening with Jeff Daly Jr. and Mooch Thomas moving up to the top spot here. So let's see, Reflex is going to be Chris Wine here first. That's a 4, he passes that one, and then he's going to go over to Pete McAtee with a 3. So 1 for, or 2 for having the bonus, or the actual stars themselves, the bursts, and then 2 for having the break bonus for being in the leader. So he fends off that 3 attack there. Let's see, Julie Justus also needs to go here. Okay, so a 3, he passes that gas pedal check. And then a 5. So Pete McAtee only has a 4, so Julie Justus will actually swap there with Pete McAtee here. And so you guys are going to see that change really fast there, as now we're going to go over to, well, that's it. There's only 2 of them. So now Julie Justus gets back into the lead. Now, if you guys remember, he was already ahead for 90 miles. He feels so sweet back in that top spot there for the 240th mile. He's going to try and see if he can level out for 30 more miles, guys. There's only 30 miles left in this fantastic race here. So let's check it out here, guys, as we look back to our dice here. Okay, so a 6, so a duel, and it's going to be 5. So let's see what the duel is. So 5 for duel is a number 5 car in top group. Is going to duel anyone he wants. So the number 5 car is going to be Pete McAtee, and he will absolutely go back for his top position here against Julie Justus here. Let's roll and see what happens here as he rolls that check here. A 6, yikes. Okay, guys, so he has to roll his escape to see if by chance he gets affected here. Now, Julie Justus is no problem, but he has to roll his escape, which is a 10. And he rolls an 11, guys. No! So Pete McAtee, guys, is now trying to maneuvering, and he's going to go on the top of the bottom deck, but we're going to roll his trouble. I believe that's what it is here after a duel. Let me check real quick here. I think it's a trouble, not a problem. Let's see here. Yes, trouble result. So trouble result for him, because we're now in the last third. For this will be, let's see here, for him is an A. So he's still got some maneuvers here. But because it's -1 here on this little card, you can see my finger here. Right here it says -1 for escape. So he actually, I apologize there, for escape there, so -1. And then on repair, because it's the trouble, we're going to have to actually see for that trouble -1, we'll actually make it from a 7, which it says here, to a 6. Okay? So let's roll those dice here and see what happens here. Okay, this is possibilities are endless here, guys, as he has an A, which means he's going to have to roll a 6 or less to be able to get through there. And he rolls a 10. Guys, Pete McAtee, the Pistol Pete McAtee here in a 39 Chevy has now just gotten booped off the track there, guys. Absolutely out of nowhere. No one saw that one coming here, guys. As he is gone, now we have to fill in the gap here. And, well, I'm not really sure. I don't know how I feel about sending up a yellow flag, as it was a duel, really. So, not really sure. He had some trouble with his car there. Yikes, I'm not positive here with that trouble. Let's see what the trouble says in this section here to see if by chance there is a need for a yellow flag. Yikes. Okay, so if one more cars is collected in a trouble result, yellow flag comes out. So yes, there will be a yellow flag, which means we just move up the guy behind. We don't even have to move it. So yellow flag will come up here, guys. So Stu Urich will come up there. Move the 3 over. Jimmy Velasco making big moves here. Getting up to, what is it, a 15th place. That's not too bad for him here today. And then we'll just move up the guy below, which will be Chuck Tufaro. Tasting of that middle group a little bit there. Getting really nice and close there. So let's, guys, go right here. Let's put all the information in. And then, guys, let's get over to what will be, I believe, the 200 and... Well, let's see here. There's 1, and then there's a yellow flag. And the guys, this right here, because there's a yellow flag, will push the yellow flag to a pit, okay? So the pit will actually happen here right now, and then we'll go right into the last lap, or last 10 miles, essentially a turn, right? So the last 10 miles of the race, let's see what happens here as we come on back. All right, the racers are back in their specific spots here for their racing pit stop here. So they're going to turn on in after that yellow flag there. Let's see what guys are going to be making maneuvers here, as it is absolutely vital here for them. All right, so let's do the reordering here for us. So a 4, okay, so that doesn't much matter right now, but 6 and a 3. So 6 and 3, that'll be, let's see here, Mooch Thomas. And Scott Steckel moving up. Look at that. Scott Steckel showing Denny Baker that he does mean business when it comes to changing here. And 3 and 6 will be moving here. So Trevor Trostel move to Chuck Tafaro. So Lovebug moves down. Ed Swanson moves down. And Pepper Parnell Drake will move on up there. So there's that here, guys. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the black die to check and see who has the fast pit. Which, because it's a 4, if you guys can see there, will actually mean the middle group. So let's check that out here for us as we, of course, are going to place the performance chips on there. So fast pit. This is big for this one here, guys. Fast pit 8. Okay, so 8 for him. Trevor Trostel has a 10, so he's got it there. Ed Swanson with a 2. He's not going to get it. That's a 10. He has a 3, Greg Carl, and he rolls a 2, so he gets 1 as well. So Greg Carl's going to move up. Good for him. 8 for him. That's a 5. So some low dice here, which is good for these bottom or these middle dwellers. Fast pit for Jimmy is 3. That was an 8. Randy Kendrick. Okay. And let's see here. Randy Kendrick is a 4, and that's a 5. Chuck Tafaro is a 4 as well, and he rolls a 5 as well. Oops. Moving over the guys here. All right, so Parnell Drake is a 6. He rolls a 5, so he gets that one there. So that's 3 5s in a row. My goodness. I need to roll these dice a little more. Stu Urich is an 8, and he rolls a 7. So good for him. He's got 1 there. Okay, and Tom Rossi. Here we go. 7. He rolls a 4. And then Kurt Bryson here. 7. He rolls a 6. Okay, that's 2 for him, so he'll be definitely the first in that group here. Denny Baker, 3, and he rolls a 3, so good for him there. Okay, so now we're going to make the maneuvers here. We're just going to swap them all out here for the top group. So Kirk Bryson's going to move down, Denny Baker there, or Denny Baker, I apologize. And then from here, we're going to just kind of move those guys up as they see fit. So Alex Hodge will move up, and Chuck Tafaro will move down. And then Greg Carr will move up, and Randy Kendrick will move down. Okay. And then Trevor Trosto will move up, and Jimmy Velasco, unfortunately, will move all the way down to 19th. Now, no one has a performance chip in the top group, so they'll all stay the same. But there is one thing that will happen here, and it's the last step here, of course. The top group gets the opportunity here to see if they can take on the top guy here. So let's roll the red and yellow, red and black die here to see who's going to take on the top guy there. So 2. So Evan Uttech, guys, fantastic. Rolls a 2, and that's within his gas range. So Evan Uttech, my friends, will be leading the race here, guys, for the pit stop there. And my friends, I cannot tell you how amazing that is to see. Evan Uttech, out of nowhere, guys, is leading the race. Yes, my friends, leading the race as they leave pit row here, guys. 10 miles left. Can you guys believe this? I can't, but can you believe in miracles? I absolutely can. Let's roll. These are the last dice we're going to roll in this race, as there's only 10 more miles left. Let's see what happens here in this last stretch. And of course, it's a 1, but it's also doubles. So doubles mean, of course, guys, it means that there's going to be a problem, right? I think that's what it is. I think that's how it works, but I think we actually might change that up. So let's see here. If I look over here at our advanced rules, ending the race here. So let's see here. Ending the race. That race cannot end on a yellow flag. If a trouble result occurs on the final turn, I'm reading this right here, so I'll show you guys here. On the final turn, as a rolls over the race cam or duel, and a driver is collected, or if problem causes a yellow flag on the yellow turn, you will need to resolve the trouble and or problem result and conduct an additional turn. So, my friends, there will be a I think there will be a last little bit here where there will be an actual multiple action here, as there's going to be a problem. So we'll actually have to have a problem here at the end or beginning of the turn here, because you can't have the end of the turn finish it. I believe that's what it is. You can't have the finishing final turn cause a problem. So let's do the problem real quick here, and we'll check and see what happens. So problem results are right here. This is exciting, guys. So it's going to be the top group, because I rolled a 1. So top group is going to be there, and top group driver finder. So let's roll a red die here, or red and white die, I apologize. Red, it's a red, okay. Okay. So it looks like 3, and it's not doubles, so 3 indicates specific driver in the top group. So Scott Steckel, yikes, and that's not good here. All right, so let's roll a problem finder here, guys. Okay, so that's a 12, right? Red 1 and 2. So it's gonna be 12. Cooling problem. Roll for repair. Yikes! Oh no, this is not good. So it looks like Scott Steckel is collected in a problem there. Now a problem does not. I don't think it always means that there's gonna be a yellow flag, right? Yeah, I don't think that means a yellow flag. A problem will trigger the need to fill a gap, and if a yellow flag and it resulted, 1 yellow flag, I don't know, would the cooling issue require that? I am not sure about that, guys. I am absolutely not positive if a cooling intake would actually have that issue for sure. So I'm trying to think here, guys. So let's first roll. Let's roll, because if he is out, then he's out, right? He's gone. Scott Steckel is absolutely gone here from the race, so I'll put him right here. He's in the bottom right now, but he has a D rating on this problem. And a D rating, folks, as you guys can see right here, I'm pretty sure you can see that, but if you can't, final third with a D rating means he is gone. Scott Steckel has been eliminated. They cannot finish or fill out that one that we had there. So an additional turn will be needed as we need to fill the gap, and I believe that ends the turn, I think, right? I think it ends the turn because there's a yellow flag needed to move that. So if I'm correct, you finish the problem and then you go through. I don't think you know what? I'm going to say there's no need for yellow flag. Whatever makes it easier for us to be able to play the game, I'm going to do that. So let's do that. So with that being said, I'm just going to say his car goes down to the bottom but doesn't do anything because it's the last 10 miles and they're not going to need it here. So it may resolve the problem at the beginning and then a turn on the final lap, in which you'll resolve the problem first. So we'll do that. So we're going to do the race. So we're going to do the problem first, which we did, and then we're going to do the race cam, which was two twos, right? So that was a 4, which means trouble. Are you kidding me? If I remember correctly, it was 2 twos, and it was a 4, right, altogether. But if that makes sense, it means it's a trouble, which trouble also is not good. Okay, so trouble, let's see here. So 1 card's already done, right? So, this is getting complicated at the end of the race here, so let's make some sense of it. The problem happened, right, where Scott Steckel got pushed out. Let's fill the gap real quick here before we do anything. We absolutely want to. There was no yellow race initiated, so that does mean that we actually have to push through and do the press the dice, right? We have to, for each group area they move up, we have to roll the gas to see who's going to move up. So a 5, so Kirk Bryson does move up, so that's good for him. He moves up into the top 8 there. Denny Baker, they all move over. I do apologize if this is incorrect, but I'm kind of trying to keep myself kind of at bay here with this one. So there's that. Chuck Tafaro here. And now we have to make the gas dice check here for Mark 4th. That's a 1 there. So we have that all set up. Now the trouble will ensue here real quick. I'm going to write down Scott Steckel here in the 39th position here. So Scott Steckel here. All right, so that should be right. And then DNF, that's not good. Never like to finish that one out there. All right, so got the races down here. All right, guys, trouble, of course, is going to be something that's going to be a little bit rickety here for us. So that means we have to look at the top group because it was the top group that had it. So we rolled problem, right? And then we rolled a trouble. So we rolled 2 twos, which means trouble. So we're going to have to roll through these guys here to see if any of these guys are not going to be able to make it through as they push through and see if they get collected by the amount. So let's look through everyone's escape rating here. And this will cause, absolutely, if one of these guys gets picked up in a trouble, it'll cause a yellow flag, which means we have 1 more turn, okay? So let's roll here. So Kirk Bryson is a 9, so 9 or less, so that's 6, so he escapes, no problem. Mooch Thomas has a 9, which is a 7, so there you go. Chris Wine has a 10. He rolls a 3, so he's good to go. Sonny Swain there rolls a 6. He has a 7 escape. Julie Justus has a 8. He rolls 2. Jeff Daly Jr. 10. He rolls a 10, so he's good there. And Evan Uttech, guys, here we go. Has an escape of 7. He rolls, a 9, guys, a 9. I cannot believe it here. Evan made it all the way down to this point here, but now will be collected in the trouble. He has a D rating, which means that he has to roll because of the -1 repair here. Oh, I apologize, guys. Apologize. Guys, I just noticed that a -1 escape was right here. No one else tied their escapes besides Jeff Daly Jr. He rolled a 10, and he has an escape of 10. So he is also collected. So 2 drivers were collected in there. I know this is getting a little bit complicated. So Jeff Daly Jr. rolled a 10. -1 on the escape means a 9. And so he himself was caught in there, okay? And then Evan Uttech here rolled himself in there, but of course he's on here. So we have to roll and see if Jeff Daly Jr. and Evan Uttech will stay in. So first let's roll for Jeff Daly Jr., who has an A rating because he was pulled in first to the rating here. So let's see if he's going to roll, and he has to roll a 7, right, for an A rating here, -1, which is a 6. So he has to roll a 6 or less. And he rolls a 6, so he is clear. So Jeff Daly Jr. is able to sit there, but he is now back into the bottom of the group here, guys. Okay, I guess that coolant really got to everybody here, guys. Now, Evan Uttech has a D, which means he has a 4, which -1 would be 3. Okay, so let's see here what happens as he rolls. And he rolls a 7, so Evan Uttech, guys, he is out at the last second there, guys. I am so sorry to see that happen because he absolutely drove fearlessly. He drove so well. Absolutely phenomenal, really. And so that will be one heck of a run there for him, and he will not finish, as that will be the 38th car here to finish there. But at least he made it all the way to the 38th lap there, trying his hardest. Let's fill the gap here, guys. There will be a yellow flag, so at this point, guys, we can just kind of move everyone up to their spots here. Denny Baker don't even have to do anything here. And there will be one more turn here, guys, as we go through for one more lap around, or one more 10-mile stretch as they extend the race because of those yellow flag cautions there. Let's see what happens as we, of course, move everybody over. Okay, Swanson. Okay, and who's coming up? Kevin Pettis will be coming up in the military 80 car, and then Sean Hashhagen there will be moving up. Okay, so let's roll here for us. This, my friends, will be big as Julie Justus is now in the lead for another 10-mile stretch. Will he be the one that takes it here as we roll for the final one here, guys? This is the final stretch possibility. 4 and then a 10. So that'll be the middle group here, guys, and a 10. So it looks like there's going to be jostling for that middle card there. So it looks like we're going to be doing 10, which will be star. So let's look through as we go for the star checks here. So Kevin Pettis will be the first one up. Okay, 3, he does pass the gas pedal. 4 will be over here, 4. And he will have to burn, Kurt Bryson will have to burn one of his performance chips to keep Kevin Pettis down. So he will keep it down here. Star check, Randy Kendrick here in that key lime 36. 3, he passes his gas pedal. 5 will be over to Denny Baker. 3, he does not have any star checks here, so he will pass his performance chip here, and he will stay up there. Denny Baker will. Okay, Trevor Trostel in the love bug there has a star check, and that'll be 3 there, if you guys can see it there. So 3, he passes that because he has a 4 gas pedal. And then he'll go up to 6, which will be over to Tom Rossi, and the star, I guess you could say here. And 3, he has a couple of here. So he has a star check, right? And then he also has 2 burst and then a break bonus, so he passes it. But Trevor Trostel and him both have performance chips, so let's roll this last little die here. And they both use them, so they both use it here. And so Tom Rossi will defend it, but they both will use their performance chips as they fend themselves off here. And the last driver here, Stu Urich. Let's see if he can come back from winning the last week here and get back into the top spot, he will not be able to because he only has 1 star there, and he rolled a 6 red, which will mean that is it, folks. The checkered flag has waved here, guys. As you guys can see here, Julie Justus is number 1, Sonny Swain, then Chris Wine, that Captain America car, Mooch Thomas, Kirk Bryson, Denny Baker, and Tom Rossi. Yes, Mooch Thomas has done a great job here, guys, as he wasn't actually in the, I don't think he was he featured in this one? I don't think he was. Yeah, Mooch Thomas started at the 39th position, and he actually finished 4th in the race. So that's great here, guys. I want to thank you guys for everything you guys have had. I hope you guys enjoyed this Ice Brew 600. Stay tuned next time here, guys, I believe, as we will be fending off, let's see here, what do we have for the next week edition here? I probably have it underneath one of these little check mark books here. Let's see here. All right, yes I do. It's right here. So I have here. The next one will be the Gulf Oil 500 at the Gulf Coast Motor Speedway. That will be fun, guys. Keep your eyes out and peeled, as that will be kind of dropping here soon. And I'll see you guys next time in the bleachers. Please leave a like down below there, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any comments on who do you think is the best driver here, who should have won, who was left out, please let me know. But guys, thank you again for all of your guys' input. I absolutely believe in you, and I am absolutely thankful for you guys. Have a great one. I'll see you guys next time for the Gulf Coast 500.